All right, welcome here everybody. It's another tool time with Tim. Don't really know if that's a thing that we were doing, but we're doing it today. So, this is exciting because we're just gonna start using the forge for the first time ever, or hopefully. We're gonna try it out in this project. So I'm just filling up this water tank here, and then this thing should be ready to go. If you haven't seen the build of this, got a couple videos back there showing how we built this coal forge. So excited to use this today. But let's quickly talk about this titanium before we light this thing up. I'm just gonna let that fill up as we talk. Here it is, 2-inch round bar, 36 inches. It looks like it was dragged all the way from United States of America to Canada, because that's exactly, I guess, what the postal system did. Good thing it's strong enough, hey? We gotta talk about a couple things before we get going here. If you've ever tried to find titanium, you know how hard it is, and you also know how expensive it is. This piece of titanium is from a company called Saken Metals in the United States of America. I found these guys online, great prices, they got a great selection of material. So if you are looking for titanium for your projects, check them out. I'll put their website right in the comments below this video. They're not paying me to say this. They did give me a discount on the material, but I would recommend if you need titanium, check them out, Saken Metals. So, a couple things we gotta do to start this video off on the right foot. Number one, this is an experiment. I'm not saying this is the best thing to do or better than anything else, but I wanna try it. So I wanna try making a hammer out of titanium. It's really common in carpentry, in framing. Those types of hammers, guys use them, and some guys really like them. I've never heard of anybody doing it in the forging application, but I thought, well, if they're doing it, why don't I give it a shot and see what happens? So that's my objective, and that's why I'm trying this today. Not saying it's the best, but I want to see how does a titanium hammer perform compared to a typical hammer. The other thing I want to talk about is titanium grades. They come in a couple different grades. So you got grade 1, which is basically pure titanium, and then you have a grade 5 titanium, which is this material here, and a grade 5 titanium has 90% titanium, and it has 6% aluminum and 4% vanadium. I think it's vanadium. Is it vanadium? Hang on, I have a weird name. Vanadium. How do you pronounce it? V-A-N-A? Vanadium. Vanadium. I don't want to get caught up on this, but I'm getting caught up on this. And you know what I mean. What that means is it's actually hardenable to some degree, mostly done by aging process, which I really don't think I can capitalize on because I don't have the equipment. But it's going to be a little bit tougher or harder than a grade 1 titanium, pure titanium. So that's why I'm choosing grade 5 titanium. Also, you notice when I forge it, pure titanium has that sort of bright, very exotic looking color, whereas this is a little bit more typical, and that's because it's not pure titanium. So with no further ado, let's get this thing in the bandsaw, cut a slice off, and get forging. I don't know about you, but it's been a long time since we've been in the shop forging something, and I'm really excited about it, and I hope you are too. It feels good to be back in the saddle. Let's get this video underway. Okay, that's actually filled up super fast, right on. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna get the forge started for the first time ever. So excited. Oh, that's looking real now. Oh, that's a big chunk. A little bit of a learning curve here. See how this all goes. All right. Oh, I don't have like a rake for coal. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to make some tools. What a problem. I'm gonna use the traditional way of lighting a coal forge. I'm just getting a little bit distracted here from our project. I'm just kind of starting to learn this fire. It takes a little bit to get this going. So just kind of figuring out depth and a little bit of tuning, right? Because it's a side blast, so you can adjust your kind of size of pot, if you will, to get this fire. So we're just getting up to close to a welding heat right there. So that's encouraging to see. I'm going to throttle it down and just leave the air on a little bit. Just gonna make a fire rake slash poker thing here. Okay, I just got the piece cut. That literally took forever. Let's get it in the fire here. I've actually left quite a bit extra here. I'm a little bit worried, but when I go to draw the cross peen out, because the titanium's so tough and hard to move, could get kind of a cold shut. It's actually called fish lips, because it kind of looks like that when that happens. So we're trying to avoid that. So that's why I got so much extra material here. Turn the fan on, let's get this thing up to heat. So if you just start out in blacksmithing and you keep hearing me say Coke, you're like, what are you talking about, Tim? Is that Coca-Cola, like the drink? Is that drugs, man? Like, what is that? I don't know why it's called Coke, but coal, when it burns, basically it's been burning off the impurities and junk and tar and all that kind of stuff. That's why it smokes so bad. It's called cocaine. And so coke is what you're left with after that process, and then you use the coke to actually heat your material. It would be kind of like wood turning to charcoal in a fire. It all happens naturally, but you can separate the kind of the process. So right now what I'm burning in here is coke. So that's been, before I've got it, they've taken the coal and they've pre-burned it in a way that leaves you basically just with the good stuff left. And so that's why you notice when it's burning, there's basically no smoke. That's because it's all cleaned off and ready to go. So it's a really nice clean fire. The only downer is you have to keep the air on it, otherwise it just goes out. A little bit different as I'm finding out to work with. You kind of just keep raking it on top and piling it, whereas coal, you can kind of sort of build a fire, gets a little bit more structure to it. It's a little bit different, but anyways, it's nice stuff. So that's what's going on if you're hearing me say Coke. Clarification. All right, let's get back to this hammer. All right, just gonna come to the anvil here and do some handwork. Try to clean up the front here a little bit. Okay, even though it's like glowing pretty good, it feels like you're hitting cold steel because it's titanium. It's just crazy. You can see these sort of this line here, and that's the cold shut, the fish lips that I was talking about at the beginning there. So I'm gonna have to cut it out right to get that crack out and then forge it. I'm still okay though with how everything's looking. I might just let it cool off right now and then just use a grinder to cut that out. And then I can do the finish forging. And I gotta go back and redrift the hole. But otherwise than that, it's good. It's gonna be interesting to swing this thing, that's for sure. Very interested to see how this all works out. Guys, stink. I was just cutting that titanium and I feel something hot on my leg. I'm like, oh man, those sparks are hot. Then it's like super burning. I look down, my leg pant is on fire. Oh, that hurts so bad. There was no hole there. Wrecked my good pants. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there for forging. It's definitely rougher than I was hoping coming into the grinding, but it's where she's gonna be. So I'll just put it down here, let it cool off, and then we'll get grinding this thing. So I was about to start grinding this thing, and then, well, let's just say I'm not super excited about grinding titanium. It's not very fun. But I was looking at it, and I'm like, you know, maybe I could just stick this thing in the milling machine and mill it, and would save myself a ton of grind time. I've never milled titanium before, so we'll see how that goes. But if it works, then I could really sleep well at night knowing that it's all symmetrical and perfect, which would be pretty sweet. Right now, I just kind of playing with the weight. I haven't put it on a scale, but it feels to me like it's like about a 2-pound hammer, maybe just a little bit lighter, but it looks like it should be just under a 3-pound hammer, comparing typically to steel. Anyways, let's stick it in there, see what happens. Well, that just saved me like 2 hours of grinding. That's awesome. I'm just getting everything set up here to put my maker's mark on it. I thought it would be kind of cool on this hammer because I use it just a T for Tim, but also because it's titanium. So I'm kind of pumped about that. So I got it all jigged up and set up. Just gonna heat it up and squish it in. Okay, so we're back at the milling machine just to do a couple final passes to tidy it up, and then we're gonna be on to the hand finishing of this thing. So that should conclude our machining on the hammer. And now I'm gonna start tidying it up a little bit by hand and whatnot. So that's super great. So the hammer's finished up, ground and polished. Loving the way this thing is looking. Really, really happy. So I thought it would be fun to play a little bit with this at this point. I've never tried this, but this setup here is to be able to anodize titanium. Titanium is really cool because apparently you can just do like a full spectrum of colors with it. So basically the way it works, I'm gonna take this hammer. I've got a slow cooker here with a multi-etch in it, which is just an etch to clean the titanium. I'm gonna put it in here, rinse it off, and then I'm gonna put it in here, drop that in there, and that's a solution of water and a soap TSP. I've got 2 car batteries. Typically they're not using car batteries. You have a adjustable voltage machine. I don't have that, so and you don't run a lot of amps, and this is obviously a lot of amps, so we got to be careful with that. But I've hooked them up in series, so I got 24 volts. I was looking on a chart, and the 24 volts is kind of the color that I think I want. So that's what's going on here. So we hooked that up. I got a plate here into the solution, hooked up to one side, and then I'm going to suspend this in the solution here, and then hook up the power to the other side, and then hopefully that's going to make it anodize. I'm getting this all from the internet, right? I have no idea what I'm doing. Experiment time. All right, we got this degreased, and I am now gonna put this in the etchant here for a couple minutes. Just watching it to see if I can see what it's, I don't know, let's just see what happens here. Not quite happy with how that looks, but to my solution here. All right, that's suspended in there, so now I'm going to hook up the power and let's see what happens. This is the part that's a little bit, let's say, sketchy. So what I'm going to do is click this on here. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, cool. Whoa. I have no idea how much time this is going to take. The suspense is killing me. Is this working? Is this terrible? Am I destroying my hammer right now? Oh no! Nothing happened. Oh, that's like the most disappointing thing ever. Now I feel like a total loser. So this has been sitting forever now, a couple hours. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Pretty exciting. Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna check our voltage here, see what's going on. I only have 12 volts. It's supposed to be 24. This battery's completely dead. Got another battery. Neighbors are gonna miss that later. No, I'm kidding. It's Martin's battery. He's a good guy. There we go. 24.9, very strong. Perfect. Just after lunch, it's been a good while. Let's take a look and see what's happening here. Oh, look at that. What is going on though? It is like super dirty. I think I'm gonna stop there, clean it off, and then I'm gonna do it one more time and hope that I can get it quickly and then it'll be cleaner. Oh man, that's so cool. I can see it happening. Good. I think I'm gonna leave it with the darker blue a little bit. I think I like it better. A little bit darker. Oh, but it's so much better. But it's like, it's clear now, but you can see that it was etched hard. It looks like you're looking through translucent material into like almost glass or something. That's so weird. That's cool. I think that's definitely our best etch. Yeah, man, it looks so clear when it's still a little bit wet like that. Wow. So we're ready to put the handle on, but I thought before I put the handle on, let's put on the scale and see what it weighs. This is a coffee maker. All right, here we go, in pounds. Okay, 1.75 pounds. Wow, that is so much lighter than I thought it was gonna be. It looks like a 3-pound hammer, or just under a 3-pound hammer. Not even 2 pounds. That is really light. That's disappointing a little bit. Wow. How much will it be with the handle? 2 pounds 2.06 pounds with the handle. Well, it is what it is now. We'll see what happens. Interesting. All right, just gonna give this thing a wedge up. Here we go. I better not touch this surface when I get rid of this up here, otherwise I'm gonna be kicking myself forever. All right, I'm gonna put some tape over it and then I'll trim it up, do the finishing touches here. Woo! Glad that's over. All right, this is it. We're gonna try this hammer out. Oh. Wow. Decent. Nice. Happy with that? Yeah, that's nice. Wow. Here you can see the blue coming off. It's not damaged the hammer, but I mean, I was expecting that. Cool. Cool. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to, you know, first impressions, it's really great. I'm going to just use this hammer for a while, and then I'll let you know how I like it and what I think about it. So I think that's going to close us off for today. What a great project. Thank you so much for coming along with us, and glad to have you here. If you liked the video, grab your favorite hammer and hit that like button. Grab an even bigger hammer and hit that subscriber button. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good one.